I'm now going to talk about Twitter lists, which are an incredibly powerful part of Twitter, but not everybody knows about them, but it helps you organize your experience on Twitter. So I follow quite a large number of people, 1,700 people. So it means that this newsfeed moves very fast, which is fine if I've got a day and I just want to keep dipping in and out of Twitter. But if I've had a busy day and I haven't had a chance to look at Twitter, and at the end of the day I think I just want to see the best tweets from the day, it might be that I then want to just look at tweets from journalists because there's been a big news story and I'm interested in what they've got to say. Or maybe I've had a bad day at work and I just want to look at tweets from comedians because they make me laugh. Or maybe I've got a list of my closest friends. So Twitter allows you to create lists to categorize the people that you follow on Twitter. So to do that, you click on this drop down menu here and click on lists, and it basically takes you to your profile page. So you can also get to it that way. And on the left hand side here you can see it says lists. Now here are some of the lists that I've made. You can see my little face there, and I've got a list here that says core. You might be able to see here, but it's got a little padlock, which means that nobody else can see that list. And this is made up of people that if I want to catch up with the best updates, I'll just look at my core list. I've also followed lists that have been created by other people. So here's a list created by the BBC of anyone related to Six Music or Radio 2. Here's a list that was created of journalists who are inside Libya. So it's just a really interesting and useful way of using Twitter. So to create your own lists, obviously you click create list and you get to this page here. Now if I decide I'm going to create a list of comedians, I can make it, as I said, either public or private. I'm going to make this public and I save my list. It gives me the choice in a second to add people to that list. So if I decide that I'm going to add Stephen Fry, because we know he's a comedian that tweets, then I click search and it takes me here. So I'm already following them individually. If I click on this little drop down menu here, it gives me the option to add or remove from lists. And he's in my core list, but I'm also going to add him to my comedians list. And there we go. So I could also say, okay, I'm going to just type in the word comedians. And all of a sudden I get lots of comedians in one place, and I can go through and do the same things. So it's just a very easy way of adding people to a list in that way. If you wanted to find somebody else's list, if for example I know that UNHCR has some good lists. They're the refugee agency. So if I go to their profile, this is just a very basic profile. So unfortunately you have to go to their proper profile. This is their profile page now, and I can click on their lists. And they have got a list of, they've all got all sorts of things, but they've got a list here of UNICEF agencies, so I might decide that I'm interested in that. So if I clicked on that list, it would take me to the list, so you can see all the different agencies tweeting here, and I can subscribe to that list, which means I'm now subscribing to that list. So it's not that all these individual Twitter accounts are going to appear in my newsfeed. Instead, I have subscribed to this list created by the UNICEF agencies. So never get confused. Lists are lists of people and you're following that list. Your newsfeed, if I go back to my home page, these people are the people that I'm individually following. It bears no resemblance to whether or not they're on a list that I follow. So have a play. It's not as complicated as maybe it sounds.